Another super shot by Arnold Palmer here, 7 feet from the pin in 3. The leader of the second annual Carling World Golf Championship is Tony Lima at 5 under par.
Carling Black Label, the beer with more life in the flavor.
Put more flavor in your life, more fun, more cheer with Carling Black Label, Black Label beer.
For the big Labor Day weekend ahead, stock up on flavor. Get set with Carling Black Label, the beer with more life in the flavor. Here's great refreshment to team up with good fun and good food. Holiday time, any old time. Flavor it's got. Get it. Enjoy it. Carling Black Label. You'll like it.
If your pleasures seem too few, you know what to do. Mabel, Black Label, the beer with more, the beer with more, the beer with more life in the flavor.
Mike Suchek now, 45 feet from the pin. Very nicely done by Mike Suchek. He puts it 2 feet from the pin. Tony Lima's tee shot at 18. And it's right up on that nice short green fairway and well out. We'll resume with more action of the second annual Carling World Golf Championship from Pleasant Valley after we pause for station identification.
The loveliest girls match their charms and talents for a chance to be Miss America, September 11th on CBS.
Back live at Pleasant Valley, where Homero Blancas has just canned a 20-footer for birdie 4 here at 18 to make him even par for this tournament. Now Arnold Palmer. That's his putt for par here, or for birdie rather. That's about 8 feet away. He's 3 under at this point, with Tony Lima in the fairway behind him, 5 under. He could use this. $35,000 first prize, $17,000 second prize. Could not have missed it any more and not had it in the cup. Just, well, you see it. And the putts here should have broken into the cup, the way the grain runs here. But Palmer putts out for 5, a magnificent round here today. It's 2 under par for the day and 3 under for the tournament for Arnold Palmer. It's Mike Suchek. Par 5. And he gets it, and Mike will finish 4 over for the tournament. So now Tony Lima knows what he has to do. With a 2-stroke lead at this point and waiting on the fairway to hit his second shot. Here he comes with Joe Camel with the ever-present cigar. The big boy from Purdue who has started to play magnificent golf the last 6 weeks on the tour. And Jim Ferree. So Tony Lima now. holding a two-stroke advantage over Arnold Palmer, the last threesome on the course, as the second annual Carling World Golf Championship is just moments away from conclusion. And what a championship it has been. Held, of course, to promote better understanding and goodwill through this truly international game of golf, and it's exactly what they've done. There have been some fine rounds turned in here by the foreign players. Roberto Di Vincenzo from Argentina. And now let's bring in Kerry Middlecoff here. Kerry, the second shot here at 18, as soon as the crowd gets away from in front of the green, doesn't present Tony with too much difficulty right now. He's in fine position.
It doesn't now, Jack, but if Arnold had have made that putt, I think Tony then would have had to consider laying up short and not getting those two big, deep bunkers. We may see Tony take a run at it now, but it's a lot easier than it would have been. And as you said, Arnold's putt should have broken left. That grain's strong. So anyway, now back to Joe Campbell and Jack Whitaker.
Campbell hits this nicely with a slight draw on it. And he comes up on the left side of the fairway, just short of the green by about 20 yards. Tony Lima, 5 under. He can make 6 here and still win. It is with slight draw, too, but it's coming up very nicely. Bounces out more toward the center. It's still rolling up this steep incline, 25 yards from the green here at 18. You'll have a pitch up. As we said, that pin is cut 115 feet back. But Tony ought to have a good look at it. He's far enough up that steep incline. And now, Jim Ferree. 4 over at this point. He's put it out to the right. And the gallery here is scurrying as the marshals go down to spot it. And as they walk up here, the leader of this second annual Carling World Golf Championship is Tony Lima at 5 under par.
Consider man in motion. He starts fast, cuts corners close, even stops abruptly. He drives a car the same way, hard, harder than a woman will. Now there are tires built for the way a man drives. B.F. Goodrich, the tough breed of tires for the hard-driving man. On the roads a man travels, BFG's rugged cord soaks up shock. At his higher speeds, BFG's extra tough rubber shrugs off wear. For his kind of turns, his kind of stops, BFG's tread designs fight skids. B.F. Goodrich, the tough breed of tires for the hard-driving man.
B.F. Goodrich tires for the hard-driving man. Tough breed of tires for the hard-driving man. B.F. Goodrich.
See your B.F. Goodrich dealer, the man who takes the guesswork out of buying tires.
Here at Pleasant Valley Country Club, outside of Worcester, Massachusetts, and there's the gallery. These tremendous galleries from New England who have certainly been a new earmark in professional golf. Very seldom have we seen galleries like them. They have been huge every day since the practice rounds began on Monday. They're a hardy breed. They've been out here through thunderstorm and downpour and sun and wind, and not very few of them have quit. Surprising here on a Monday afternoon, a lot of them didn't get to the office because they were out here early, and they're staying now to the bitter end to see Tony Lima come up here leading this tournament. He is 5 under par. Arnold Palmer is 3 under par. And Tony is just in front with a chip up for his 3rd. But the galleries here and the international players have certainly made this a unique tournament and one to remember for a long, long while. Hideo Sugimoto of Tokyo, Japan, had a fine 68 here today. Yesterday, Wilf Harmonic of Canada had a 67, which ties the course record. There's just been a wonderful tournament, and here it is in all its colored excitement now. It comes to a close. Tony Lima, who won the Buick Championship this year for his only major win in 1965. He's going to take a look, and he's got to take a look, because this pin is so far back, the screen's so large, and he's down in a depression. His fairway position slants away from the green. Tony Lima, who so far has refused to crack under tremendous pressure brought to bear by Arnold Palmer, who charged from 4 strokes behind him to catch him at the 15th. And Tony just kept playing steady golf. Jim Ferry now, who has pushed his second shot down to the right of the trap which guards this green and into the gallery. They formed an alley down there for him. He'll have to pitch over the trap and up to the green, and he's about 40 yards from the pin. This tournament, which is scheduled to begin on Thursday, we had to cancel the first round, some fine rounds in that. And it's truly been representative of the best golf in the world. Any one of 10 players could have won this when they started final play. Lima's third shot up here at 18, and it is just magnificent. 4 feet from the pin here at 18. As Tony Lima gets a step nearer this second annual Carling World Golf Championship. He is there in 3. He leads Arnold Palmer at this point by 2 strokes. Jim Ferry now, deep in the gallery, 40 yards away from the pin. Jack Cuthill of the PGA, making sure that Jim has a shot. But now I think Camel will be approaching before Ferry. Almost hit the pin. It goes by 6 feet. A fine shot here by Joe Camel, who is 1 under par at this time and who has had a fine tournament. Now Jim Ferry. And up he comes very nicely if it'll stop. Awfully hard to hold this green. It runs off the fringe, comes back, and stops in heavy fringe. 22 feet from the pin at 18. That's Tony Lima, the nearest ball to the pin there, waving to the crowd. 6 feet for birdie 4, which would put him 6 under. Arnold Palmer in the clubhouse, 3 under. On a beautiful August day here in New England that has seen some tremendous golf. Sam Snead finished this tournament 1 under par, the same as Gary Player. Dave Marr and Homero Blancas were at even par. Charlie Sifford at 2 over. Bobby Nichols, the defending champion, and Gordon Dickinson at 3 over. And now let's go to the 18th green and George Rogers.
As they're preparing to putt out, we have with us the man who made such a tremendous run today, Tony Lima, with his famous and patented charge. But Arnie, today it just fell a bit short when you had trouble at 16 and 17.
That's right, George. The 16th, I had the wrong club off the tee, tried to stretch a 4-iron into the green and put it to the right, hit a bad chip. Missed the putt. And then 17, I 3-putted. And, of course, I figured that things were in bad shape when I did that. I played good, though, and it was a little bit more encouraging to me to get going again and get feeling like really playing. And I thought for a while I might be able to get through it today.
Well, if you could have put 2 shots home here on 18, it could have gotten very interesting.
Well, I was trying to do that. I pulled the second shot a little bit at 18, or it would have been up.
If you had it to do over again, and of course you don't, would you have hit the wood on 17 as you did?
Well, of course, I doubt it very much. I think that it's a iron hole off the tee. I pulled my iron shot, or I would have had a very good opportunity to go right at the pin. And it's a narrow hole, and I watched both the other fellows hit it to the right, and I didn't want to do that. I knew you had not much of a chance from there.
No way at all. Well, two consolations, Arnie, as we would all see it. First of all, your game definitely coming back, which must be tremendously encouraging. And secondly, a little check for $17,000, which is not too bad.
Well, thank you, George. I'm looking forward to playing a little more this year yet.
Well, all your fans are looking forward to seeing you continue to play great golf, and I know it'll all come back to you. Congratulations, Arnie, on a great run. You really thrilled the gallery today.
Thank you very much.
Now let's get back to the green and live action.
That was Jim Ferree chipping, and he goes 2 feet past. He'll have that for his par. Joe Camel now, 6 feet. For his bird. Dr. Middlecoff, these are level putts. But that's about all you can say about them, isn't it?
Well, if I had Tony Lima's, of course, it'd be the smoothest looking putt I ever saw. But the one that Joe Campbell has, Jack, what is it, about 12 or 13 feet?
Camel's, looks to me to be about 6 or 7 here, Carey.
Well, this means just a whole bunch of money to him. He does lay 3, if I'm not mistaken, putting for a birdie. And if he can make this putt, he finishes second by himself rather than a 3-way tie for third, and it's worth several $1,000s.
Big putt for Joe Camel. And he get it. He'll finish 2 under par. And third place to himself, and is he happy? Joe Camel, whose game has suddenly come back to him strongly in these last 6 weeks, and he finishes strongly here. Third place for Joe Camel, 2 under par. He isn't happy a little bit, is he?
Jack Whitaker, I think that Joe Campbell, about the middle of May, was really almost in financial trouble, and since then he's won about $40,000, so he's that happy.
Now, Jim Ferree now is going to putt out before Lima. Attaboy, Jim, par 5. And Jim Ferree finishes at 4 over par. 288. And he throws the ball halfway down the 18th fairway. As Tony Lima now, with his birdie putt of about 4 feet. I guess it is kind of easy at that, Doctor, at this point, isn't it?
Well, it's the only putt Tony's ever had, I'm sure, that's right into the teeth of the green that looks absolutely beautiful. 3 putts to win from 6 feet. 35,000. And he's still not mad.
Par 5. And the new champion, Tony Lima, finishes this tournament at 5 under par and is the new Carling World Golf Champion. 279, 5 under par for Tony Lima. The winner of the second annual Carling World Golf Championship is Tony Lima at 5 under par. We'll be right back with more news from Pleasant Valley Country Club.
It's been called the Olympics of Golf, and the Carling World Golf Championship is very much like the Olympics, except while amateurs do compete, the participants are mainly top professionals from around the world, striving for a great world championship. And this in an atmosphere of friendship and goodwill. You'll find this kind of atmosphere in thousands of places on both sides of the Atlantic where people enjoy Carling Black Label beer in the company of good friends. In more than 50 countries around the world, from Atlanta to Aberdeen, from Boston to the Bahamas, the refreshing, exciting flavor of Carling Black Label has made this great beer the most famous brand of the world's largest brewing organization. And you can enjoy Carling Black Label's international quality at your favorite tavern or right in your own backyard. And always at the popular local price. Next time, try it. You'll like it.
All right, here's the scene at the 18th green at Pleasant Valley Country Club as Tony Lima has just finished at 5 under par to be the new champion of the Carling World Golf Championship. It has been a tremendous tournament, one we told you in which the foreign players and the American players all played stupendously wonderful golf against sometimes bad weather conditions and other times perfect weather conditions. Let's read some scores for you here. Bobby Nichols, the defending champion, finished at 3 over. Jack Nicklaus finished at 7 over. Ben Hogan finished 9 over. Paul Harney, the home pro, at 5 over. Charlie Sifford and Claude King, an ex-football coach, finished at 2 over. Homero Blancas, the young man from Houston, whom you're going to hear more and more about, finished at even par, along with Dave Marr, the current PGA champion. Sam Snead, putting with a driver and a 2-iron from the 10th hole on today, finished at 1 under, along with Gary Player. Then Joe Camel, the big blonde boy from Purdue, finishing at 2 under in 3rd place. Arnold Palmer, who really shook it up here this afternoon, finishing in 2nd place, 3 under. And, of course, your champion at the top, Tony Lima, at 5 under. Dave Marr and Arnold Palmer there now, getting ready for the presentation ceremonies across the 18th green. And while we're waiting here, we'd just like to remind you that CBS Television will bring you more championship golf throughout the year. Beginning on December 25th, the 3rd year in a row, the CBS Golf Classic will come to you, and this time it will come from the lovely La Costa Country Club in Southern California. We have over there Dave Marr and Arnold Palmer and all the zone representatives. Qualification for the Carling was made by zone. Asia and the Far East, Australasia, which includes Australia and New Zealand, South America, Africa, Europe, Canada, Great Britain, and Ireland, and, of course, the United States. That's Mr. Kaz Mingola of Pleasant Valley Country Club there, whose thanks we would like to express at this point. He and Ray Bear of Pleasant Valley have been just wonderful hosts for this tournament. Also to Paul Harney, the home pro, to Dick Taylor, the tournament director, and, of course, special thanks to Doc Giffen of the PGA, who never fails to supply the working press with all that we need. Mr. Henry Russell, the president of Carling Brewery, right behind Mr. Mingola. As the champion, Mr. Tony Lima is coming across, so let's go down to the 18th green and George Rogers.
Tony, you look like you're flying the mail to Chicago there, my friend.
I feel like I'm on Gemini right now. In fact, I think I'm flying higher than they are, George.
Well, congratulations to you. It must have been a tremendous win. Kerry Middlecoff was saying earlier today, Tony, that you didn't really even feel up to coming to this golf tournament. Your game wasn't quite sharp, and you didn't feel well physically, and yet you come here and win it all.
That's true, George. That just goes to show you what a great, crazy game this is. I really, before the tournament, I got here on Monday, and I played Tuesday, and I was playing so poorly, and I was so tired that I even skipped playing on Wednesday, which I've never done before. I felt awful, but as the week progressed, I felt more rested. The tee shots were a lot straighter, and the putting started working, so, heck, I feel great right now.
Well, I'll bet you do. Just feel so good it isn't even funny. How did you feel down at the 15th hole?
Well, I knew that Arnie had made it timely there, and I tried to knock mine in. I knocked it over. I thought that he was making another one of his charges, and I thought that if I was to stand still, I was going to feel somebody going by me awful fast. And when he bogeyed 16 and 17, which I didn't expect, it just, good God, if you can't win with a two-stroke lead, I don't know how you ever can.
Well, it takes a lot of things to win a major golf tournament, Tony, as you certainly know, and Arnold, too. You've got to have all the shots and a lot of nerve, but you also got a pretty good break at 17. Some nameless spectator certainly kept you from going over the green there and possibly into some trouble.
Well, George, a player like me has to have an awful lot of good luck, or I would never be standing up here, believe me.
Well, I'd like to congratulate you once again, and of course, next year we'll all be looking forward to seeing you at the Royal Birkdale in England, where you'll be defending your Carling World Championship in the 3rd annual tourney. So once again, congratulations.
George, I'm just going to slip a little of that Moet champagne in that Carling cup and mix it up and go to town.
See you right after the telecast. Cuz Mingola is waiting for you right now, Tony, to step over. I think we're about ready to get underway with the formal presentation ceremonies. Cuz, you're on.
Ladies and gentlemen, now that the 1965
Carling World Golf Championship has been so successfully concluded and has so exceeded all our expectations, we at Pleasant Valley would like to extend our warmest congratulations to the 1965 champion Tony Lima, and also our warmest congratulations to Arnie Palmer for making such a gallant fight of it. To the Carling Brewing Company goes our deep appreciation for giving us the opportunity to host the 1965 Carling World. Our association with this outstanding company has been extremely pleasant and a most rewarding experience. I am privileged to present now a gentleman whose help, enthusiasm, encouragement, and friendship has become tremendously important to us, the president of the Carling Brewing Company, Henry E. Russell.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this beautiful Pleasant Valley Club and golf lovers across the nation and Canada that are viewing us on television, I simply want you to realize that while our principal reason for conducting the Carling World Golf Championship is to promote Carling's fine beverages of moderation, Black Label, and Red Cap, but there's another reason, and that is simply that we think that we have been able to add the international dimension through golf to better relations among nations. 49 of our golf pros here, representing 13 foreign countries, qualified to play in this second tournament, and 22 made the cut and have played here today. Now, the trophy that I'm about to award, it bears a modest inscription which simply says, "Towards international friendship and understanding." It is in this spirit that I am really thrilled to present to our new world champion the winner's trophy with a fine score of 279, Tony Lima, with whom I'm going to have a terrible problem converting to the beverage of moderation, but I'm going to work on it. Excuse me.
He's going back in.
Excuse me. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, at Oakland Hills, we had another great champion in Bobby Nichols, who had a 278. And this year, we have a really great runner-up, Arnie Palmer, with a 281. Arnie, I'd like to say to you, if I may, that it's not the winner of the race, but the spirit of the chase. And I know you don't like being a bridesmaid, but you gave us a wonderful charge today. Congratulations to you. And I would also like to present to you, ladies and gentlemen, the amateur winner. Everybody has to be an amateur before they're a pro, and we, in Nick Westlock...
The International Golf Tournament now has come to a conclusion with Tony Lima, the new champion. And we've even had an international flavor on our broadcast. We've been delighted to have had Henry Longhurst of the BBC, former member of Parliament and one of Britain's leading golf authorities on our CBS telecast. Henry, come back and see us again. This is Jack Whitaker, then, speaking for John Durr, Jack Dries, Harry Middlecoff, George Rogers, Henry Longhurst, and myself, saying so long from the Pleasant Valley Country Club in Sutton, Massachusetts. The second annual Carling World Golf Championship has been brought to you by the Carling Brewing Company, brewers of Carling Black Label, the beer with more life in the flavor, and Carling Red Cap, the U.S. ale made with fine imported ingredients, and by B.F. Goodrich Tires, the tough breed of tires for the hard-driving man. CBS Sport Coats by Palm Beach Company. All-weather golf shoes by Atonic. Sanzabelt slacks by J-Mar Ruby Incorporated. The Carling World Golf Championship has been produced by CBS Television Sports.